Uh, Welcome to my channel. Mm, I Tonight I really want to speak something so that people would free from guilt. I have no scientific proof and no psychological proof, but I have the spiritual witness that the Spirit of God He revealed me. I am so happy to speak and witness the Spirit of God, and tonight I am being revealed by Jesus and the Spirit of God, and now I am revealing it to you. I'm going to speak about the sex. People, people that there are some people that have committed sex. Maybe a girl, maybe a boy. They have they have broke their virginity, and at the first, when they have a sex in their lives for the first time, after they have sex, they feel so guilty that why they have committed sex like that, because it was a first time for them. you know Breaking the virginity is a second step when you have sex, but the virginity broke in your conscience. you know when a man or woman commit mistake, not only a sex but anything, when he make mistake for the first time, like stealing and speaking some lies, giving a false witness about the others, there are something that really break that really first break in our conscience. So likewise, even in a sex, people for the first when a people commit sex for the first time, there is something in their conscience. So when a people have sex, but after that they feel so guilty, they cannot accept themselves. So even when they approach their family, they cannot face them, they cannot speak like they speak, because after they have sex, the fear, mm, they might have some fear that that if I reveal this to my family member, then they will condemn me, they will condemn and they will scold you, or else fear of all these things, it put within yourself, and sometimes you feel so guilty. So you know uh, there are some people, in order to kill this guilt in your heart, in your mind, again you have sex for the second time. And when you have sex for the second time, all your guilt and contamination been covered, been heat, sorry, been hide. But when you have sex for the second time, so it is the pleasure when you have sex, it will cover up, and it for the first time you have, and you are feeling so guilty, and when you have for the second, uh, the guilt and condemnation was been killed, killed, kill, killed. But now when you have for the second time, it become pleasure, it become habit, it become the lifestyle. So on and on, we all on and on, people began on in all people began to practice for the first time. When they committed, it was something that is unable to accept within themselves, but when they have sex again and again, it will become normal, it will become normal. But the important thing is is that when they comes to Christ, the same guilt, the same condemnation that reminds you again. So because of that you feel so guilt, you feel to yourself that I have committed something very much that is unable to accept, and within me, in my conscience, and in the presence of God. So people happen to divert away from God again, but I'm telling you, the book of Hebrew, it says that full assurance of faith with no sin conscience. So it is the Bible spoke against no, I'm sorry, it is the Bible that spoke in you to reveal and to encourage your heart that even you may have a guilt, even your conscience says that you must be feel guilty, you must be do like this, your guilt, your conscience, it will create trouble again and again within yourself. So the Bible says, confess your sin by your mouth. So it's true that many of my sin I overcome by confessing my sin through my mouth, and with all of my heart I confess them. And I really feel God's forgiven in my spirit. I was being released from the guilt, I was being released from the condemnation, I was being really released with peace, with joy. My friends, I really want to encourage to you all is that if you feel guilty about yourself of what you did in your past, I'm telling you, God is forgiving God. When God forgive you, you will never say that God has forgiven me, it's okay. No, it's not like that. God's forgiveness is, it flow a peace and joy and loyalty in your heart. So these are the things that you can really experience God's forgiven. So I really hope that when you confess any sin that you commit, anything that you commit, don't feel guilt, don't feel ashamed. You just confess with your mouth. Maybe when you commit some mistake, when you commit something that your parents may not accept, your society, your culture may not accept, but I am telling you, Jesus Christ, he will really accept sinner like you, sinner like me. He came not to judge our sin, but he came he came to save us from the sin. So he really want to save us from the sexual addiction. He really want to save us from any bad habit that we are being addicted, any having alcohol or drugs or anything. So God really wants to strengthen you. He really wants to empower you in all your weakness. Sometimes because of our weakness, because of our problems only, we happen to commit sin again and again. We happen to feel that God will not forgive us. So I'm telling you, when God forgive you, He strengthen you and He empower you in all your weakness. So I believe and hope you will be blessed. So thank you so much if you have been blessed. So I believe that you will receive God's forgiveness. So don't feel guilty, and surrender your life to Christ. Confess your sin by your mouth and have a full assurance of faith that you have been forgiven. So I really want to announce that I really love you to those people who are under my sound. Even tonight I'm having a Bible study. You can see that. Yeah. So yeah. So thank you so much. God bless you.